Thanasis Deligiannis. Is that correct? How I pronounce your name?
Yeah, in English, in Latin, yeah.
Okay. Thanasis, you're one of the composers of whom a piece will be performed tonight.
Yes.
And is a piece which is selected by the jury to maybe win the Gaudeamus Prijs. Could you tell a bit about your piece? What is it about something? Could you put it that way?
Well, the piece was written for a project with Atlas Ensemble initially, and the instrumentation was given. It was 4 woodwinds, 3 brass, and 1 contrabass. Well, I was struggling. I didn't know if I wanted to write this piece back then, because I was thinking that maybe this process of a few rehearsals, a couple of rehearsals actually, and then go for it in the concert, I didn't know if I really wanted that, because I'm also working in music theater, and when you work with theater, timing is different, and you need much more time to prepare something. However, I thought, okay, this is a challenge actually. Maybe I can do something out of it. So until then, I was writing music that was really detailed, but with bar lines and conductor, and then I thought, okay, what about combining these two? What about getting rid of the bar lines, keeping the complexity and the detailed line, but helping the musicians to be a bit more free, even if they do very difficult stuff, and also play with each other, so that it's their stuff.
Yeah.
It's like music theater on stage, but without acting. It becomes sound. So the whole piece is now like parlando, like someone is talking all the time in a language that we don't know, of course, and it's about the expression behind it. The initial inspiration was a myth from ancient Greece. I have a big book, like it's my Bible. Sometimes I go and refer to it. So the story it's not programmatic music, my piece, but this is just the initial thought, the inspiration. It's called Yiraes, the piece. Yiraes was a king, but he was old, without children, but he was a very nice and kind man. 3 gods came to his house. It was Poseidon, Zeus, and I think Mercury. As normal people, they were disguised.
Yes.
Yiraes was very kind to them, and he told them his problem, that it was that he was feeling very lonely. And the 3 gods thought like, oh, he's such a good man, let's help him. So they told him, be careful, take the bull and give it to us. So they took the bull that was sacrificed for the dinner, and they put the 3 of them, their sperm, in the wound. And then they told to Yiraes, keep it there for 9 months. So he kept it there, and out of the bull, Orion came after 9 months. And this is how Orion got born.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first part. Because I was trying to find a character that is not so well known, and at the same time there's a strange story behind it. So now we have in my piece the contrabass, which is the protagonist. And the rest of all the winds that are the choral, let's say. So I try to reenact an episode like in ancient tragedy, but in a way that doesn't really work. It's always there's something going there, and it goes wrong, let's say.
Okay, so it doesn't really work on purpose.
Yes, it's not that the music sounds bad or there's like mistakes. It's just that the protagonist will be in front and explaining something, or something should happen, an action. But instead of that, you have all these other instruments coming in duets, trios, or solos, and trying to be the protagonist by narrating a story that is about something. So it's about interrupting each other. And in the end, the contrabass decides to really go on, and everybody realizes, oops, we should be the choral now, so they come back to the choral function, and the piece just finishes like that. It's very short. It's not really complex, long concept. It's more about playing on stage.
Yes. Is there? You're from a family of musicians in Greece, right?
Yeah.
Traditional musicians.
Exactly.
Is there any influence apart from the fact that you took an old Greek myth as a starting point? Is there any influence from Greek music in the sound or in other aspects of this composition?
This piece is the last piece I wrote during my research in Greek traditional music. I had my master in the Conservatorium van Amsterdam, and the theme was how to go to your background and investigate your roots musically, and take techniques that come from that, so that you have also more chances to do something personal. So my background happened to be Greek traditional music, which is very rich, and I applied in this piece my results, let's say. That's why I use sometimes there's a duet with oboe and clarinet. It's kind of high. They play almost unisono, very difficult lines. That sounds a bit like some instruments that we have in Greece.
Okay.
Yeah. Also this kind of heterophony that is almost the same but not really.
All right. Yeah. I think the clarinet is an instrument well known in Greek traditional music, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. But in this duet, I refer to the zurna. Zurna is also in Turkey. It's the double reed instrument, very loud, very nasal also.
Okay. Yeah. You don't use it, but you refer to the instrument in the
but this is not something that I want the audience really to realize. It just influences.
Okay. Yeah. You came to Amsterdam, I think, 5 years ago. You said. What made you decide to come and study in Amsterdam? You did a composition study in Thessaloniki already, right? Yeah. So why did you decide I want to go to Amsterdam?
Well, after spending 6 years in Thessaloniki, I really wanted to go in Central Europe somewhere to really meet all these ensembles and teachers that and composers that I see on the CDs, or to be really in where things are really happening. Yeah. Because in Greece is not contemporary music is not that important for the state, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was researching, and from all the countries I realized that Holland, and especially Amsterdam, was the most open-minded. Because due to my background, I was not very good, for example, in playing the piano or classical harmony, functional harmony. I was really not interested in that. It's not that I neglect it, but I really wanted to research from scratch and start building something from my own background. Okay. So Amsterdam could give me this opportunity.
Is that why you were also interested in the Atlas Ensemble, with which you have a connection?
Very much, yeah.
Yes. Tell me about it. What do you do with the Nieuw Ensemble and the Atlas Ensemble?
Well, you mean my position there?
Yes.
Yeah. With the Nieuw Ensemble, I started as a composer. That I had a project during the practicum that we have. And I really loved them because they could understand my thoughts about microtonality and not quartet tones, but even smaller intervals. Yeah. And it seemed like for them it was natural, and I was so happy that they could understand me. And then gradually I met better Joel Bons, and he appreciated my, let's say, musical abilities, but also my organization skills.
Okay.
Because also in the conservatorium now, I'm working as a project assistant. I'm organizing the Composers Festival Amsterdam. Okay. Which is an annual festival that we're making with all the undergraduate and graduating master students, showing the best results of the whole year. Okay. Right. So at the same time, I'm working in the Nieuw Ensemble as an assistant next to Joel Bons, and in the Atlas Ensemble having the same position. This year, I think it was very special about the Atlas Ensemble and the Atlas Academy that happened last August in Conservatorium van Amsterdam. What happened there is that except besides our academy, also the experimental studio from Freiburg came for the second week, and it was really fascinating. We had about 40 composers from all over the world, and also so many instruments, like 20-something instruments from Japan until the Netherlands. I was doing the scheduling. It was very difficult because imagine if you have to rehearse 40 pieces, multiplying it with the rehearsals, and every piece having a different lineup. It was really challenging.
Really a challenge,
Yes,
yes, I imagine. Yeah.
But I learned a lot. I also wrote a piece for them. We had the Atlas Festival in the end of August in Muziekgebouw. It was a mind-blowing experience for me. I really liked working with them.
Yeah. I imagine the challenges in finding ways to bringing all those instruments together, coming from different backgrounds with different tunings and different ways of playing and different notations or notation traditions, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Is it something you have an advantage because of the fact that you come from a family of Greek, or is
maybe. I think my biggest advantage is maybe the motivation, and also maybe the experience that how is it to work orally, because I was raised up. I was not reading scores when I was playing music. What I would say is that this is my third year working with the Atlas Ensemble. The last 2 years I was there as a participant in the academy. The first year it was very difficult. I had a crash during the first week of the academy. I didn't know who I am, what should I do with all these musicians, because they play and it's so good, you don't even have to be there, you know. But the second year I tried something else, also without bar lines, giving some material. And this year I decided to do something completely opposite, so I made a piece in 4/4, really conducted everything on the paper. With a whole ensemble. And it worked. Okay, not everything was there. Also, we didn't have so much rehearsal time. But I don't really mind, because the musicians were so happy that they could do this. And I was so happy that they were enjoying it, you know?
Which of course is, well, part of the essence of music, having fun and enjoying it.
Exactly. Of course, I had in mind to take care of who can do complicated stuff and who can just play something that is close to his or her instrument, so that they will feel more natural in the whole piece.
Any plans for the near future?
Yes. I'm leaving next week to New York for 1 month.
Wow. Okay.
I have a residency there. It's with 5 singers, very good singers that are also advanced in microtonality, because it's my main
interest.
In sound. And but then now I'm organizing. I'm trying to also get the deadlines for FPK, a music theater project with a few young talented, not only musicians but also director or scenographer. How you call it? Scenographer?
Yeah, it's the one who writes the scenes and the story and
the scenery, also the visual aspect.
The visual aspect. Okay.
Also working with the jazz musician in this project.
Okay.
And I really want to apply it in concert halls along the country, because it is about the concert halls, the whole project.
Okay. That's it. And when is that going to happen?
Hopefully
next year?
Because of the cat, we don't know. In February, the first concert in Muziekgebouw. And then we see. I really want to make it work.
Yes. Well, we're looking forward to that. Thanasis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments and for all
Very
the
welcome.
And I wish you lots of success. We're looking forward to the piece tonight.
Thank you.
And hope to see you again. Thanks. Thank you.